Drama and all types of issues aren't in shortage when it comes to Deadliest Catch. Whether these issues are about the personal problems between the cast, the dangers of life on the high seas, or the cast's legal or health issues, there's no way to get bored with all the trouble stemming out of the popular series. One of the most recent problems coming out of the show has to do with Nick Mavar Jr, a former deckhand on the FV Northwestern, who is seeking $1 million in damage from the boat's owners. So what is the issue really about? And has the Northwestern faced other legal battles in the past? Stay here to know all about this new chapter in the Deadliest Catch long list of in-court controversies. It's not rare for legal issues to surface in Deadliest Catch from time to time, but a lawsuit is rarely filed by not one but two stars of a show at the same time. This describes the legal battle which has been going on with the show lately, as in December 2022, a former star of Deadliest Catch named Nick Mavar Jr sued Sig and June Hansen over health complications he suffered while working on their boat, the Northwestern. According to Anchorage Daily News, Mavar accused the couple of having no health plan in hand when it came to medical complications during the height of the pandemic in December 2020. At the time, Mavar suffered from a burst appendix, which was allegedly not promptly treated by Northwestern's medical team, resulting in an infection and complications related to a cancer tumor later discovered in his body, also marking the end of Mavar's years-long career as a deckhand on the boat. As affirmed by Mavar, in his $1 million lawsuit, his complex medical condition could have been preventable if a plan to treat emergencies had been set by the boat's owner beforehand. While Nick Mavar Jr.'s lawsuit seemed complex, that was just the start of the problems for Deadliest Catch. As it happened, Northwestern's Captain Sig Hansen sued the company's original Productions and Trifecta Solutions in 2023, claiming that they were responsible for planning the healthcare provided on board the Northwestern during the time Mavar sustained his injuries. As affirmed in the lawsuit, Original Productions, which is the company in charge of Deadliest Catch, hired a medical team and managed the contingency plans on board the Northwestern during the COVID-19 pandemic to keep the crew away from people not directly involved with the show. This same medical team treated Mavar back in the day and was cited as liable for Mavar's later health issues. This doesn't mean that Mavar's lawsuit has been dropped or anything of the sort. As the lawsuit states, if the company behind Northwestern were to be found liable in Mavar's case, then that meant that the Original Productions and Trifecta Solutions were the ones actually at fault, also possibly meaning that they would be liable for the financial costs related to Mavar's healthcare. It's still early to know what the outcome of this case will be, but let's hope all parties will reach a satisfactory agreement. Before going through all of the health issues which took him away from the Northwestern, Nick Mavar Jr. was an accomplished fisherman who became known by Deadliest Catch audiences for his on-screen appearances. He's credited as a deckhand in the Northwestern as early as 2005, subsequently appearing in several of the show's following seasons until his departure in 2021. While it's unclear how long Nick worked for the Hansen family on board the Northwestern, his Croatian family has been involved with fishing for generations and owned the boat Miss Colleen, which roamed the Bristol Bay's waters in the summers to catch salmon. Nick himself began fishing in 1976 and is the uncle of the saga's Captain Jake Anderson, making their family's connection with crab fishing run deep. Even though Nick's official website was taken down and his public Facebook page has remained inactive for a while, a quick look into his slightly more active Instagram profile lets us see that he married in 2021 and often goes out on trips with his family. Regarding the whereabouts of Miss Colleen, the boat appears to be active these days, but now fishes under the Honduras flag, making it hard to discern whether it still belongs to Nick's family. Although it's unclear whether Nick is still into fishing these days, he seems to be doing well, regardless of the legal and health issues he's had in the last couple of years. While Nick Mavar Jr.'s case against the Northwestern is quite worrying, it isn't the first time that a damage lawsuit over injuries sustained on board a Deadliest Catch fishing vessel has been brought up in the show's history. One similar was that of David Zielinski, a former deckhand who unfortunately suffered severe injuries and burns while working for the Time Bandit, a boat owned by Jonathan and Andy Hillstrand, who have long been featured in the show. The incident took place in January 2013 when a firework exploded in his hand as he was launching it towards another boat while following one of his captain's orders. The device was produced for the Hillstrand's fireworks brand and damaged Zielinski's hand and forearm upon its blow-up, ultimately ending his career as a fisherman. The lawsuit was filed by Zielinski in 2015 and took its due time in court, ultimately turning in Zelensky's favor in 2015, with him being awarded $1.35 million in compensation. While there's no way to know whether Mavar's case could have a similar outcome, these cases prove that there's a lot of danger to which fishermen are exposed daily. The crew at the fishing vessel Northwestern have gone through their fair share of legal issues, though those didn't have anything to do with injured fishermen. For starters, Sig Hansen was accused of child molestation by his oldest daughter, Melissa, the product of a previous marriage. According to the lawsuit filed by the young woman in 2018, the abuse allegedly occurred back in the 1990s during a house visit to Sig's house, at a time when he and Melissa's mother had already separated. However, Sig denied any abuse and had already been declared not guilty of the abuse allegations in 1993. It's unclear whether this new case was dismissed, but no reports about it have been released for years. On the other hand, Sig's younger brother Edgar was accused of sexual assault of a minor in 2018 in an incident which took place in September 2017 at Mount Lake Terrace in Washington state. Sig was found guilty of the fourth-degree assault charges against him and was given a 364-day sentence, around $1,600 in court costs, and underwent treatment for sexual deviation. It also resulted in his firing from Deadliest Catch, though he's still normally working on board the Northwestern. While it's true that the legal matters involving Deadliest Catch are worrying, in recent times the biggest worry about the show were related to something very different than the court battles. That issue is the cancellation of Alaska's snow crab season in late 2022, resulting from the shortage of fish in the Bering Sea due to uncommon environmental conditions. As reported by Alaska Beacon, billions were lost for Alaska's fishery industry in the course of a couple of months due to a marine heatwave which has been going on. The shortage of snow crabs is only the beginning of more issues to come, as stated in the report. These latest developments are worrying for Deadliest Catch's future in the Bering Sea, so it's unsurprising that the show is already looking for alternative settings for their spin-offs, such as the Norway-based show The Viking Returns, which premiered in late 2022 with Sig Hansen and his daughter Mant as main stars. So, is the future of Deadliest Catch to be away from Alaska? Let's all wait and see. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.